Today we're going to be taking a look at 7667 Imperial Dropship Battle Pack all the way back from 2008. Set number 7667, ages 6 to 12, has 81 pieces and included 4 minifigures, that being a Shadow Trooper and 3 identical Stormtroopers, and it retailed for only $10. And I hate to be that guy, but remember when Battle Packs were only $10? Yeah, at this point in 2023, this seems like that was just a long lost fantasy. Obviously, inflation is a real thing, but this is honestly just a topic for another video, so I'm just going to keep going. Anyways, this was the first LEGO Star Wars Imperial Battle Pack, and it was paired with the first Rebel Battle Pack, and these were really a follow-up from the Clone Trooper and Droids Battle Pack that released the year before in 2007. And the current value of this set in 2023 really does vary quite a bit, but if you are looking to buy this sealed in the box today, you're going to be looking at paying around $70 to $100. Now, taking a look at the front of the box here at the bottom left, you can see the classic Build Your Army logo, and that really does bring back a lot of nostalgia for me. And then you get a nice display of the ship along with a Tatooine background, and actually I think this looks really nice. I love the contrast between the top of the box being darker and like a darker theme with Darth Vader, and then the bottom being a sort of bright and vibrant Tatooine landscape. And then moving on to the back of the box here, you have a very nice looking and minimalistic display of these figures and then some features of the set on the right. And then at the bottom left, you have advertising for that Rebel Battle Pack I was talking about earlier, because this was back when LEGO still made battle packs in pairs, so you could buy both of them and have them fight against each other. Today we're just really getting a bunch of clone battle packs and not any droid battle packs to fight against them or pair with them. And I mean, clone battle packs are a great thing, obviously it's what everyone wants, although I wish LEGO would go back to making battle packs in pairs and include a battle pack of the opposite faction to fight the clones or whatever battle pack they make, like they did here back in 2008 and with many other sets from this era. And then moving on to the instructions, obviously the front is just going to be a reprint of the box, and then on the first page you have some instructions, and this is something that a lot of these classic LEGO Star Wars sets did, and that is where they kind of tell you how to build the set, as in like sorting your pieces, because they didn't have numbered bags back then. And also, one of my favorite things up at the top left, it tells you not to put the pieces in grass and to keep them inside on a table, and I always thought that was pretty funny, but now looking back it kind of gives me some nostalgia. And then from there on you have a pretty simple 19-page build, and in the back you obviously have your piece inventory and then some features of the set, and then in the very back you have some advertising for some of the great sets that came out in this time, including the first AT-AP, which is one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars sets ever, and then some other ones like Anakin's Jedi Starfighter and the Force Unleashed set. And moving on to the figures, first off we just have a normal Stormtrooper. This was the first set that this version of the LEGO Stormtrooper was included in, and then it was only included in 4 other sets, some popular ones being the 2008 Death Star and the UCS Imperial Shuttle. And as some of you might know, the 2008 Death Star was being produced by LEGO for a long time. I'm pretty sure it didn't even retire till about 2015 or 2016, so even though on paper this minifigure was only out from 2008 to 2010, LEGO produced it with that Death Star for a solid 7 years or so. And as you can tell, it's a pretty simple design with some basic chest printing and no leg printing, and then flipping around to the back you can see that there's just some basic back printing, but it does what it's supposed to do, and it does look very nice, and it's definitely a classic looking figure. And then underneath the helmet you're just going to have a solid black head, and one problem with the helmets on these Stormtroopers was that you actually couldn't turn it. The bottom of the helmet would hit the arm of the Stormtrooper, which kept that from turning, as you can see here, and really the only way to turn it is to lift the helmet up a little bit and kind of sit it on the shoulder of the figure. And there's really not much wrong with this. I mean, it's not very noticeable that the helmet is lifted up, although it's still just kind of annoying that you couldn't turn the helmet when it was actually connected to the head. And like I said earlier, there are 3 of these Stormtroopers included in this set. And then the other minifigure this set includes is the Shadow Trooper, and this really is what made this set popular because everyone loves Shadow Troopers. This particular version was the first Shadow Trooper LEGO made, and it was only included in one other set, that being the infamous TIE Crawler that was released the year before in 2007. As you can see here, the prints are exactly the same as the white Stormtrooper, although obviously he is completely black and the prints are a light bluish gray, and in my opinion it looks very, very nice. I do have to say this is probably one of the most iconic LEGO Stormtroopers ever made. And then underneath this helmet you're just gonna have the same black head that you have on the others. Now moving on to the actual model here, there's not really much to see. It's just a simple battle pack build. If you didn't know, this vehicle is loosely based off of the Imperial Dropships from the Force Unleashed, just a scaled down version, and LEGO kind of did their best to resemble that in a small battle pack form. As you can see here, there are some stickers. One is on the top and one is on the right hand of the ship, and then there's also a sticker on the left side. And then as for the place features go on this set, basically to load the Shadow Trooper you just obviously turn the cockpit down and then you sit him in there, and then there is a place for his rifle up at the top. And I mean, it doesn't look the greatest, the cockpit isn't even fully enclosed, but I mean, this was 2008 and this was supposed to be a battle pack, which is for the figures and not the vehicle. And then on the back here there's his platform that kind of swings back and forth that is loosely held on by a Technic pin, and to take it off you just lift up this piece right here, and this is where your Stormtroopers are supposed to go. You can only put 2 of them on there for the play feature to work properly, and then you just load it back up with the Stormtroopers on it the same way you took it off. And this feature actually is pretty nice. This is definitely one of the best play features I've seen in a LEGO Star Wars Battle Pack. Basically you can just swoop it down and lift this piece up and drop the platform off and then fly the ship away, and I'm sure for kids back in 2008 this was definitely a great feature to play with. And then obviously you have your 3rd Stormtrooper that couldn't fit on the ship, and that's really all there is with this set. It's definitely a very iconic battle pack, being the first Imperial battle pack LEGO ever made, and like I said at the beginning of the video, it really did continue to set the standard for what battle packs are supposed to be, as it was cheap and a perfect army builder with 3 identical Stormtroopers and then 1 cool Stormtrooper to pilot the vehicle. Now this set actually was remade in 2019 and upgraded as part of the LEGO Star Wars 20th anniversary sets, and I do have to say that set definitely did resemble the dropship from The Force Unleashed a lot better than the older one did, although it just doesn't have the classic feel that this one has. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks very good, just in my opinion I prefer the classic one just for the nostalgia. Let me know what you guys think about this set in the comments, and if you want to check out more of my videos you can see them on the end screen right now.